I'm sure you are quite conversant with the tribunal cases as regards to Kogi governorship election. I'm sure as media men, as investigators, news searchers, you are quite aware of the developments. We've been following every single event to the best of our ability. We've been doing everything to ensure that the system is not being compromised, will not be part of any act of lawlessness or creating any anarchy anywhere in Nigeria. That's not who we are. And that is why we follow due process from the period of the election to the end of the election, to the declaration, to the tribunal, to the relocation. We follow entire process. We did not bungle anyone. Now, yesterday, some interesting things happened. We raised alarm to the security agencies, the Inspector General of Police, the DGSSS, on the 16th of February 2024, the National Security Advisor as well, the Chief of Defense Intelligence as well, and a host of others on the same date, 16th of February 2024. And the heading of the letter we wrote is the blatant threat to peace and security in Kogi State. In Kogi State, to avoid the escalation of the situation. We had some sources or intelligence that our witnesses that are going to testify before the tribunal are under threat. They've been threatened. It was aired on radio. We draw the attention of security, including NBC, to that effect, that if such situation is not being contained in a democratic nation and a very lawful manner, witnesses are allowed to come and testify before the judges and state their own side of the story. But they have been threatened that they will be killed, they will be maimed, their houses will be burned. Based on this, we raised alarm and we advised or we suggested to security agents to be proactive in finding out those behind this threat. Our threat or the concern we raised was executed yesterday. About 3 witnesses' properties were burned, their houses were destroyed. One of them is Honorable Agoni property, which they took away his property out and set it on fire. I think he was living on the rented property, so instead of burning the whole house, they took his property out and burnt it just yesterday. And then we have one Honorable Mumini that owns Time-Tel pharmaceutical outfits. The same thing happened. He lived in the Indoji Iniki Junction. You know, that's where he is. The place was vandalized as well. And there's also Mustafa Otinubu. His house at Ohoyede, Idozomo, bought in Okene, was also burnt. We have a lot of witnesses that are on standby to testify before the tribunal. But so far, the threat they have issued, they have started executing that threat. And that was the single reason why we draw the attention of the security agency to be proactive. This act of lawlessness, this act of impunity, that citizens cannot feel free to testify. Citizens cannot feel free to go and cast their vote and feel that they will be safe. And which is undermining our franchise, which is creating a lot of voters' apathy in the country because of this kind of threat. We know what we went through. We know how we fought to ensure we followed due process. We fought for our right. We make sure that we get every evidence available. Evidence were tendered. We know what we went through. Despite going through all these, at a period of almost getting to the end of the hearings, when witnesses were on ground to testify, their lives been threatened, properties burned, in a country where we choose a democracy as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The Inspector General of Police is aware. The letter we wrote to the Inspector General of Police on the 16th of February, he minuted it to the Commissioner of Police of Kogi State to investigate. The Commissioner of Police minuted it to DC Political to investigating and report back to the IG of Police. They choose to invite the National Secretary of the party to come and substantiate in Kogi, as if the National Secretary of the party is based in Kogi State. Our responsibility as leaders of party is to pass information to security agencies. Whether the information is right or wrong, it's left for the security agency to investigate and clear the air on whatever it is. If what was said was wrong, they can say, no, it's not correct. We have done our investigation. But in order to stifle the process, they are inviting the National Secretary to go to Kogi and help them with some facts. And all that we said in the past, before the election, during the election, have happened. So this is why we are not really too comfortable with the way and the manner we are running this country. Nobody is happy. We're in a very tense situation. The country is extremely, very, very fragile. I will not be part of anything that will pull down the roof. But the president must appreciate the fact that he needs to do more than what he is doing. He needs to stamp his authority of office to curtail these bigots who believe that nothing will happen. This is the kind of mentality we have as a nation. Nothing will happen, but something is happening. People are reacting. People are being kidnapped. People are being maimed. So that sick mindset that nothing will happen, people will continue to do things that breach the process of the law, and nobody can call them to order, will lead us to a very terrible and deadly situation. And therefore, we are advising the security agencies to protect every citizen of Nigeria. If tribunal can be constituted by the Court of Appeal of Nigeria to look into election issues, litigations, and then the principal officers or individuals that are to appear before the tribunal are not safe, and then the authority, because the judiciary is part of the three arms of government, if that place cannot be secured, people that are coming to testify cannot be secured, then I wonder what we are doing. And I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to leave a legacy behind. The kind of barbarism we have witnessed in the last administration should not repeat itself. This country belongs to all of us. Nobody has 2 shares more than any Nigerian. We have all 1 share. Every Nigerian has a share in the Nigerian Federation. And if we are not ready for democracy, we should all say we are not ready for democracy. But if we choose a democracy and a franchise and electoral act that empowered INEC to conduct election, count the vote, declare the winner, would not allow to succeed, because some few individuals who find themselves around the corridors of power feel that they can do and undo. I think Nigeria has passed this stage. Conveniently, I can say that. The reactions of Nigerians today on the current national issues are far beyond everybody's expectation. People are searching. People are looking for information. People are reacting to issues. You cannot have a government that is constituted, taken out of office to protect lives and properties of Nigerians, and you have one section of individuals who are not above the law to undermine the life of citizens who volunteered to state their own side of the story as a star witness. We have the pictures that are here. Look at, this is the house of one of them that was vandalized. Look at it, burnt. It was burnt. Look at one of the properties of the man I'm talking about. They brought his own property out and burnt it to ashes because the house doesn't belong to him. We raise all these issues. Look at one of the house, how it was burnt. And then you have a government in that state. You have a governor that was sworn in. And he's sworn in to protect every Nigerian that is residing in Kogi State. We cannot continue going around this cycle of violence in just one state. It's not possible. It cannot continue to happen. We either protect this democracy or we'll all be responsible if something happens to our democracy. We'll all be responsible. But as a political party, our primary duty is to raise this concern. That's our primary duty. The primary duty of security agencies is to investigate. And we have reported to security agencies long before now, on the 16th of February, that these are what we are hearing. It was aired on one of the private radio stations in Kogi. And we have also reported to NBC to investigate. They have acknowledged our letter and they have told us they are investigating. And some sources available to us suggest that the radio station apologized. So we stated the facts the way they are. And like I have mentioned, when we wrote this letter to the Inspector General of Police, he minuted it to the Commissioner of Police, Kogi State. And the Commissioner of Police minuted it to the Deputy Commissioner of Police, political. And then instead of investigating the issues, they were inviting the National Secretary to come and substantiate. What is the role of the National Secretary of all political parties? Is to pass information to strategic security agencies. And the IG responsibility is to assign officers in that particular location to find out and report back to him. Our own is to supply that information and intelligence. And every citizen is expected to dish out information to security agencies so that to avoid anarchy. So we have done that diligently as a party. We have responded as a committed Nigerians. We have responded because we don't want violence to take over our country. We don't want violence to mar this democracy. The voters' apathy is more than sufficient reason why we should cooperate and ensure that democracy functions in Nigeria. The entire vote that produced from the president down, how many votes? You have over 90 million registered voters in Nigeria. Are we not ashamed? And yet, off-cycle election in the states, somebody cannot allow a citizen to exercise his right to come and testify in the tribunal. His life is being threatened, his family is being threatened, and then they executed that threat. So we are not happy, and we choose to let this out because we have reported this, and we are also updating the Inspector General of Police. We are seeking for appointment to go and see him and update him more on this, because it's like writing and writing will not solve the problem. Maybe the best option is to sit down with him. Let us know why the police seems to have a little bit of nonchalant attitude to some of these ugly developments. So it's the reason why we choose to really and apologize that we break holiday. You know, we, the Muslims, we are also trying to conserve our energy because we are fasting. And of course, it's Easter period, you're supposed to be resting, but we want to thank you for the sacrifice to the country. We want to thank you for your commitment and being there at all times to help the society to grow with facts and reality. So basically, that is the essence of having this press conference, to update you with the development. Other issues related to our tribunal, we will not go into them. Our legal advisor have been attending the tribunal cases from beginning up to now. The tribunal is sitting also tomorrow, And I'm sure you people in the media are aware. So the legal advisor is fully aware of virtually everything that happened at the tribunal on daily basis. I want to thank you. If there's any further question.
Specifically, on 28th of March, Thursday, or yesterday, after the court, the following attacks on SDP members were recorded in Kogi State. 1. The house and the shops of Mr. Galadima were vandalized, wares were brought out and put on fire at Osi Okutu. 2. The properties of Honorable Agomi were brought out of his house and set on fire. 3. The pharmacy wares of Honorable Mumuni Time at Idoji Junction were vandalized, carted out, and destroyed and burnt. 4. The family house of Honorable Mustafa Otiawu at Ahogede, Idozumi was attacked and destroyed. 5. The rented apartment of Honorable Agomi Yusuf at Okengwe was attacked and the wares were carted out and burnt. 6. The house of Mr. Dahiru Orietesu at Orietesu was attacked, properties were brought out and destroyed. His pregnant wife was badly beaten and she's still in the hospital as we speak. There are pictures of this in our phones, we may send them to you.
The first letter.
No, the fresh one. I say we are alerted.
Yes, the IG must be aware because IG have commissioner of police in the states.
With due respect, sir.
Yes.
Not that IG must be aware. If you are in, let's say for instance, we're in this house, something is happening. Your wife will not take it for granted as well. He has the opportunity, he has the duty plan to inform you that.
Look, I have served in government, and I know the correspondences in government cycle. The reason why you have IG of police and have commissioners of police, you have investigative agencies in every state of the federation, is to brief the IG on daily basis on everything that is happening in every state of the federation. Such magnitude of offense, about 6 people or 5 houses were damaged. Was it that the IG is not aware in Okene? Was it that they have not, the commissioner of police deemed it not to brief the IG on the development, which is potentially capable of escalating the situation in the states? It is not possible. Because the duty of IG, commissioner of police, is to on daily report to the IG on the developments. So that he would, well, whether DIG or IG, the person that is in charge is the IG. Whatever channel of communication, the ball stop at the IG desk. And it's the IG that will give further directive of what to do. So I would not want to believe in any way or manner the IG is not aware, which means he's not in charge if he's not aware. If I'm a governor of the state, community are being wiped out, no matter how far the community is, I must get that information. Directly or indirectly. That information must be available to me. And I mentioned to you here, we have wrote to IG on the 16th of February. We have the acknowledgement copy here. We wrote to the NSA. We wrote to the DSS. We wrote to the intelligence agencies, alerting them about these threats that have been circulated already. So IG, yes, is aware. The update of yesterday, he's supposed to be aware because he minuted same that we wrote him to the commissioner of police in Kogi State. He minuted same. So if he's not aware, he will not minute it to the commissioner of police in Kogi State. And the IG is somebody that I highly respect, very articulate, very vast. So I expect him to really do more than he's doing to leave a legacy behind of sanitizing some of this mess that is going on in the states. Because it will be part of his record that he have dealt with serious crime and criminality that is affecting the life of the people. So I wouldn't want to say that he's not aware. He's fully aware of this ugly development. If we are aware, and then it has been in the media as well, those houses are also on the media house that were bombed, and the affected individuals are also in the all social media. Why would the IG of police, who is in charge of security, internal security of the state, not be aware of the situation? He is. And I've mentioned here, our next line of action, we are trying to book an appointment to see him physically and discuss this issue with him. But it falls under break, Easter, and what have you. So it must be when we are back from the break, we'll go and see him and discuss with him. I'm sure, apart from the social media, the IG is aware of this. What I expect the IG to do is to be proactive, because we are in the break, to call the Commissioner of Police, the DGSS is same, all the security agencies, to tighten the security in Kogi State. You know, nobody have a monopoly of rascality or violence. I cannot sit down here and control what is going to happen in Kogi. If people are briefed, there's little you can do to control them. Those who can control them are the security agencies that will take action and will serve as a deterrence to others. But if they left it open, and then people can decide to react. And if people react, the first thing is that no, maybe it's the party that asked them to react. We will never advise anybody to take laws into his hands. And we are telling everyone, including the victims, not to take laws into their hands. They should be patient. We are dealing with it diligently. We will follow it. We will make sure that their rights are being protected.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.